Okay, welcome back, students. Now we are going to see the chapter 5 web hosting. In the previous chapter, we have seen web development life cycle. So, the various stages that are in the web development or a website development. Now, after the web development life cycle, it means that we have developed our website and now we are in the next stage to host the website. So now we will see what is web hosting. So web hosting is nothing but whenever we say website for any business, our website is the face. So whether it is a small scale or large scale, only with our websites we can extend our business to a next level. So if you don't have a website, it means that you are not present in the digital world. So without a website, your business is not in the digital world. You are out of market. So there are certain benefits for having a website. So they are establishing business identity. So once you have a website, you can create your own brand. So you will have your own identity in the market. Wider business reach. As we are going into digital world, so the business will increase tremendously, and then greater lead generation. So you will get more number of customers as we are in the digital market or in the online market. Next one. Okay. So now we need to consider certain things before we create a web page. So when we say that we are in need of a web page, there are certain things we need to consider to start with. First one, we have a web page or we have a website, but we don't have an impact. Okay, so what we have to do? First thing, so get your website hosted. So now we have to host our website. So hosting is nothing but we have to place our web pages or website in the web server. So to do this, we need a server which can be maintained by the customer, or we can go for a third party. So we can have our own server or we can go for a third party, so that they will have a server, they will maintain it, and we will use their server for uploading our website. So as you see in the diagram, we have a server. This server through internet, it will be connected with the users. So whoever may be the user, if they want to access our website, they can access through the internet to the server, and they can download whatever the page they need from our website. So users will send a request to the server, and the server, in response to the request, it will send the web page to the user. So the user browser will display the web pages. So this is what actually happens. Next one, why we need to get hosted? So first thing, better online presence. So as I told you before, we need to be in the digital market so that we can improve our business, we can improve our income. So the first thing is the better online presence. Next one, lesser bounce off. So bounce off is nothing but whenever we are making some business, there may be some bounce off that you may not be reached. But in website, we are always 24/7, we are always available, and more conversions. So most of our business interactions will be more successful in digital market or through a website. But how do I know which hosting plan? So there are so many plans. Okay, so there are so many plans are there, but how do we know which one we have to select? So the types, first we see the types. So shared hosting, VPS hosting, dedicated hosting, cloud hosting, and reseller hosting. So these are the various types of hostings that are available for web hosting. So based on our requirement, we have to decide which type of hosting we need to go for. So first one, shared hosting. So this is the most popular hosting method which is used in the market. The thing is that it is more affordable. The price for this hosting will be very less, and here the web server is shared by multiple websites. For example, I need to have my own website. You also want to have a website. So what happens is that we will go for a third party and we both will share the web server for our website. So ultimately the cost for hosting the website will be reduced because we are going to share the same resources, same server. So the cost is reduced. And another thing, we share the same IP address and the server resources. That is what I said. We share the resources. So we share the memory space, we share the RAM, that is the speed, we share the bandwidth and the uptime. Everything we share. So it makes us the cost less. Next one, VPS. So in VPS, it is again we are going for a third party server. In a single server, we will have our websites placed in a single server. But here the highlight of this hosting is that the server is divided into multiple virtual units. So it looks like we are alone in the server. We are not sharing any resources with others in the server. That is, each unit acts as a dedicated server. So it looks like we are a dedicated server, but actually it is not. Thus that kind of hosting is VPS hosting. Third one, dedicated hosting. So here it is very simple but more costlier, that for our website we will have own individual web server. We will have a server and this server is totally dedicated for our website. We are not going to share the resources with other websites or other customers or nothing. So we have a server and it's only for us. So that is dedicated hosting. So this type of hosting you can prefer when you need higher server performance. So you want your website to be very fast, that is downloading, uploading, everything should be very fast, and the performance of your website should be very good. Then you have to go for dedicated. And also if you want more security, you have to go for dedicated hosting and control. So if you want to have the total control of the server, you will go for dedicated hosting. So for higher performance, for higher security and for higher control of the server, we will go for dedicated hosting. And the next one is cloud hosting. So here it is the same thing, hosting, but we are going to use cluster server technology. So in this cloud hosting technology, our websites will be placed in more than one server. It will be shared among more than one server. So in this diagram, if you see here, there are 4 servers are available, and our website pages, that is the pages in our website, will be placed in different servers so that the load balancing will be done. So this ultimately increase the performance. So that is the advantage of using cloud hosting. So that is why a cloud hosted website is supported by a number of servers in the network. So our website will be shared among so many servers, and whenever we request for a web page, then a particular server will be asked for a particular page. So that is the advantage. So it leads to proper configuration and load balancing. That is the main important thing in this hosting. Next one, reseller hosting. In this hosting, what happened? A third party will have server and they will rent the server for it. Okay, to host the website, they will rent the server and we will be using that rent server for our business. So that is what reseller hosting. So a server will be given for rent by the third party for our business. So that is a reseller hosting. So being aware. So what I have to be aware about. So there are so many other things available in the market. So many web hosting service providers are there, but how we can find the best one? So what is that niche? So whenever we want to find a best service provider in the market, every service provider they will be best at something, even if not on all, but they will be best in particular thing. So you have to find that on which they are best and whether that is the thing you need. So that is what we have to see first. If there is a service provider, check in which he is the best. Then decide whether that you need or not. So based on that we can decide. Next one, they provide disk space. Okay, I need to host a website, so I need some memory space. So but how much memory space I need, or how much memory space the service provider they provide us. So again there will be a trap. Some service provider they will say that we are going to provide you 1 GB of disk space, 2 GB of disk, or 1 TB of disk space. You can go for it unless or otherwise you need it. For example, 1 GB of memory space is more than enough. Then don't go for more memory spaces and pay more for the service provider. So these are the trap they will use to get money from us. Next one, whether they have 24/7 technical support. Okay, I purchased, I have hosted my website with the service provider, but currently my website is showing some problem in the internet or in the online. So can I communicate with them at any time, even in the night? So check them whether they are available 24/7. So that is main thing. Technical support should be 24/7. So check before whether they are providing that. And next one, what hardware are they using? So it is main thing. It is not a least thing we should bother about. This is the main thing we should always bother about, because the hardware is directly related to the performance. If we have a very good hardware, the latest hardware, then automatically the performance of our website will be very good. So before getting the service from the service provider, please confirm whether, or you please discuss with them what kind of hardware they provide. So what kind of server they have, what kind of database they have. So everything, every related to hardware, you ask them, you put them so many questions and find it out they have the best hardware in the market. Next one, is there user interface for you? Okay, so I want to buy a host a website. So now whether the service provider they provide me any user interface so that I can upload my web page, or I can remove a page, I can remove my files, or I can add a database, or I can add an image. So whatever the external elements I want for my website. So whether they provide a very good user interface, user-friendly user interface. So everybody can provide an interface, but it should be very user-friendly. So it should be very easy for us to do that. So check on that. Next one, does it offer email? So of course, if you want to do business, definitely we need an email so that the customers can communicate with us. They can order through the emails. So email is a must for the business, particularly for online business. So check whether the service provider they are providing an email. Right. What's that to add? Is there anything other than this, such as an add-on values? Yes, definitely. We can even look for the service provider whether they are having some social sharing, RSS feed, so that which makes our website more and more reachable to the customers. So these are the certain add-ons which you can look for in a service provider while web hosting. Right. The last question, the final but the most important. Can it flux? Okay. I'm now purchasing or I'm now hosting a website where I have ordered for 1 GB of memory, but in the course of time, my business gets grow into a big organization and I need more memory space now. Whether the service provider allow this or I need to scale up my resources. I need more resources. I need a dedicated server now. Initially, it was a shared hosting, but now I need a dedicated hosting. Whether the service provider will allow us to do this. So, check this. So, this is most important. Whenever you want to scale up or you want to scale down, the service provider should allow you. So, check these things before we go for or we select a service provider. And the last but not least, how much it does it cost? So how much the service provider charge for this? So this is most important for every business. So keep everything whatever we have discussed till now in your mind before we go for a service provider for your web hosting. And last, don't get oversold services. So whenever we go for a service provider, so please get what you want. Don't go for unwanted resources. If you feel 1 GB of memory is enough, just stop there. Don't go for oversold services. Thank you.